This is not the kind of wake-up call you want to get. We're talking to the man who lives in this home about a frightening experience.
Investigators are trying to figure out who shot a man who was found dead inside a cabin here at a Pulaski County park.
A tanker truck carrying thousands of gallons of alcohol overturned in Anderson County, closing down that roadway for several hours.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at Noon.
Good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. A Lexington family got a rude awakening this morning when a car plowed right through the front of their house. It happened at a home on Buckhorn Drive between Alumni and Man o' War around 10 o'clock this morning. And now police are saying the car was stolen and the driver is on the run.
WKYT's Kristen Kennedy is live now with reaction from one of the people who lives there. And that is our top story at noon. Kristen?
Bill, they are just starting to tow that car away. I'm going to step away and give you a better look at the damage here. The area that you see with the most damage is a front bedroom. We talked to the man that lives inside that home. He says the impact of that crash pushed him up against an opposite wall. He is okay. He did say that one person inside the house had to go to the hospital. Emergency crews say that person had minor injuries. Police tell us the car is a stolen one. Now, the driver of it ran away after crashing. Officers are still out looking for that driver. They say there was one passenger in the car, a juvenile who's now in custody. There were several people inside the home at the time of the crash who were not expecting to deal with this mess this morning.
It was just chilling, basically just hanging out, you know, and you hear and cars in our window, you know what I mean? So how'd your morning go? You know what I mean? What happened when you drank your coffee?
Next up, a crew is going to go inside the home. They're going to try and stabilize the structure, and then code enforcement will go in, and code enforcement will give the okay to the family to let them know when it's safe for them to go back inside. Live in Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Kristen, thank you. Neighbors told our crews on scene that people have run into that house several times before. They think a guardrail would prevent further crashes.
A busy central Kentucky road is still closed this midday after a tanker truck crash. It happened just after 7 o'clock this morning on Grafenberg Road. That's between Old Frankfort Road and I-64 in Anderson County. The tanker was heading to Wild Turkey Distillery from Kansas City, hauling 6,600 gallons of 190 proof alcohol. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is live in Lawrenceburg now with an update on the traffic situation. Good afternoon, Hillary.
Well, hey there. Several miles of Grafenberg Road remain closed as crews carefully clean up. Now, they're being extra cautious as they clean up because of what that tanker was hauling. As you mentioned, 6,600 gallons of pure grain 191 proof alcohol. Obviously, a fire sparking out here is the main concern for crews. Investigators say around 7 this morning, the tanker had just gotten off of Interstate 64 and was headed towards Lawrenceburg to the distillery. Sheriff's deputies say the driver swerved to miss a car that was making a U-turn, causing the tanker to drop off of the roadway and overturn. The truck driver thankfully was not hurt. Then just seconds later, there was another crash. State police investigating that separate but connected crash. Troopers say the tanker crash caused a septic tanker to swerve into the other lane. A car traveling in the opposite direction then clipped the front of the septic trunk and crashed into a culvert. The driver of that vehicle was airlifted to UK Hospital, but she is expected to be okay. A third vehicle was involved in that crash after some debris landed on it, but that driver is okay, as well as that truck driver. Now, as for the cleanup goes out here, a second tanker is currently at the scene, offloading the 6,600 gallons of alcohol.
We have opted not to try to upright it loaded, to offload it so we don't cause a breach of the container.
Well, there's a concern about the flammable contents of the trailer, but we do have the safety precautions necessary to remedy that situation.
So definitely they're handling that with a lot of caution, which is why they have us several miles away from where that scene actually is as they're offloading that alcohol. Now, that second tanker did just get here within the past hour, and they expect this stretch of roadway to remain closed for another hour and a half to 2 hours. Live in Anderson County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
All right, thank you. And there was a small leak in the tanker, but that leak has been contained.
A murder investigation is underway in southern Kentucky this midday. The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office received a tip yesterday afternoon of a body in a rental cabin off Highway 80 near Lake Cumberland. And when deputies arrived, they found a man dead from multiple gunshot wounds. The victim has been identified as 34-year-old Danny Poor. WKYT's Sean Moody has the latest on the search for suspects in this Crime Tracker report. Sean?
Investigators say they're still in the very early stages of this murder case. In fact, they just took the crime scene tape down here about an hour ago. They're trying to figure out who shot 34-year-old Danny J. Poor. They found him dead inside that cabin. This happened at a cabin in the Pulaski County Park in Nancy, near Lake Cumberland. Around 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, Pulaski County Sheriff's Deputy Carl Kleinert said they got a tip to check out that cabin. Inside, they said they found 34-year-old Danny J. Poor dead with gunshot wounds. They said there was no one else in the area when they got there. They believe he'd been killed sometime within the previous 24 hours. There are a few other cabins in the area, but Deputy Kleinert said they haven't been able to find any witnesses. They do have some people they'd like to talk to, though.
And we have 3 people or 4 people of interest that we'd like to talk to that we're seeking at this time.
Deputy Kleinert said that Poor had a Louisville address, but he believed he was originally from Monticello. In Pulaski County, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. And the Somerset Police as well as Kentucky State Police are helping out with the investigation. We are expecting to learn more today about the bizarre death investigation in southern Kentucky involving Teresa Owens, who is charged with evidence tampering and abuse of a corpse. Last month, Pulaski County Sheriff's deputies say they found her boyfriend, 68-year-old Gary Jinks, in a freezer in the living room of his home. It's still not clear exactly how Jinks died. Owens has a preliminary hearing set for 1:30 this afternoon.
Well, it's a nice start to the work week with sunny skies and mild temperatures, but a cold front will move in this evening, bringing some rain and the possibility for a few storms. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is live in our First Alert Weather Center now with a check of the forecast. Micah.
And boy, do things feel good outside. If you haven't been outside today, just step out. I mean, it's a really nice feel out and about. You got a nice little breeze coming in from the southwest, and you can see it. You don't even have to let me tell you that. You can see it by one way. Check this out. Coming in from the southwest, typical weather comes from west-east, right? Look at these numbers across 65. We're in the 70s. Work your way back towards some of the western zones, still in the 70s. But the farther you go down toward the east, well, that warmest air hasn't made its way there yet. But all of us will finish off in the 70s, most of us in the mid-70s, and that nice breeze just continues the rest of the afternoon. So expect the afternoon hours, the daylight hours, to be dry. Once we start to get towards sunset, that's when we start to see not just the clouds increase, but maybe that chance of rain. Most of it comes after the sun sets, and that's when storms will arrive as that front slides on in. And this is just one of many fronts in our forecast. We have about 3 of them in there. This isn't the big one, however, it will give us some storms. We'll talk about timing on this and also look towards your weekend. I know it's far away, but that could be the first frost of the fall season. We'll get into that in just a few minutes.
All right, transitioning deeper into the season. Thank you very much, Micah. Some businesses along Short Street in Lexington have had it with construction projects in the area, and they worry that their stores won't survive. The Lexington Diner sits at the corner of Short and Upper Streets, which is currently closed for construction on 21C, a boutique hotel that is set to open up early next year. There are a total of 4 projects going on in that area, including a new streetscape for Short Street.
It's the combination of all those things combined. It's not just one project. It's like all these projects going on at once that's made it extra confusing and frustrating down here.
Tonight on WKYT News at 6, we'll be hearing from city officials about why there is so much construction going on at the very same time. The candidates for Kentucky Attorney General will square off tonight in their first televised debate. Democrat Andy Beshear and Republican Whitney Westerfield will appear on Kentucky Tonight with Bill Goodman. That's at 8 o'clock this evening on KET. The countdown is on to the Breeders' Cup in Lexington, and we're already finding out some of the celebrities who will be making a big appearance.
This is a lot of fun. Organizers have announced that actress and model Kate Upton has been named the Breeders' Cup Ambassador. This is the first year for Keeneland to host the race. The The Breeders' Cup is one of horse racing's most glamorous events. Other ambassadors include Chef Bobby Flay, longtime Yankees manager Joe Torre, and Lexington native actress and singer Laura Bell Bundy. The Breeders' Cup is October 30th and 31st. I'm sure they'll be adding to that list too.
Yeah,
Makes it fun.
Big names already. Exciting times. Well, technology issues at Southwest Airlines lead to hundreds of flight delays and long lines at airports around the country.
The latest on the glitch next on Kentucky's #1 midday news.
Also ahead, if politics doesn't work out, rapper Kanye West could always be the next American Idol. We'll show you what happened when he surprised the judges at the auditions in San Francisco. Coming up on WKYT News at noon.